We made it. We made it. Somehow, somewhere, we made it on time. We're even starting early. We'll start this thing at 5, but we just decided to go early, a little early, huh? How about that? Go live a little early. God, I can barely talk. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Game On. This is the Sports Morning Espresso Shot. I'm your host, Will. From Game On, he's heavy steps from. Should we even say Game On, or should we just say from the magic wheel? The magic wheel.
Yeah, you can do that.
He's heavy steps from Game On's magic heavy steps MLB wheel.
Never late.
Never late.
Always on time.
Knuckles McGroin. How we doing? Go Stars, baby. Go Stars.
Yeah, they got a victory over my Jets last night.
No, I had my alarm went off and it was 3:45. I was like, all right. I laid there and I thought I hit snooze and I was like, I'll get up with the snooze, here in 8 minutes when the snooze is over. Nope.
Why don't you just start at 8?
Nope.
Make it a clean hour.
No, I tried that. It's not enough time. Just not enough time. Hey, this is my only one of this week's so far that we started late.
No, you started late yesterday.
I did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did. You said you had to go to the bathroom instead of.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I was up and everything was about to go, and then I had to make a decision.
One day you're going to run out of excuses, man.
I had to make a decision, man. I had to make a decision. Speaking of making a decision, I could go grab my coffee here in a minute. Where were we at? We were at this is the most professional, on-time, non-clickbait sports show on the internet. How about that? Here's what we got on the menu today. There we go. NBA chaos.
Yeah. Old Boston last night.
Yeah.
Down 0-2.
Boston's the first team. God, I can't remember how far the stat goes back. I think it's at least the last 5 years, but teams in the playoffs that were a 9-point favorite or more and lose.
What were they the first game one?
Yeah. Well, no. If they're a 9-point, I don't think it had to be game one.
No, I'm asking what they were in game one.
Oh, they were 10-point, 9.5, 10-point favorite.
All right. So same
as
thing.
Long as you're a 9-point favorite or more, and you lose. This applied to the Thunder as well. In game 2, you were a perfect 14-0 straight up. And the reason why I liked playing those teams in the first half was in the first half you were beating your opponent by on average 11 points. So I was like, well, that makes sense, which they covered the first half spread. But they are now 15-1 all time since that stat started. And that's crazy that they ended up blowing 2 20-point leads. We'll get into all that. Kalshi keeps coming back, baby. Loving Kalshi.
I went. I'm gonna be honest with you. I went on Kalshi yesterday to, put money on there and stuff. Just the wallet was like 5 feet away, and I was just. They wanted my ID. They wanted. I just. Nah.
Yeah, you just gotta verify yourself, man.
I had to get up to get it, but I didn't. So that was the problem. But
you missed out, man. You missed out.
Hey, I got an NBA trivia question for you to marinate on for a second. You can't cheat, can't look it up, but I heard it before the show started.
Okay.
There's been 11 players, current players in the NBA that have never dunked in a game.
Ooh, this is a fun one.
One of them is an all-star. And I want you to tell me who that one is.
An all-star this year?
I'm not going to say what year, but a superstar. It's a superstar. But anyways, the other 11, there is some couple guys on that list. One of them is a 6'8" guy that plays for, I think, the Magic or something. But it was interesting to see that list. But this one particular player, as you look it up on your phone over there.
I'm not looking it up. I'm setting up I forgot to set the YouTube.
When you get it, you'll be like, oh yeah, but you probably just won't think about who it is. But superstar.
Superstar that has never dunked in the NBA or NBA playoffs.
NBA period. And you have to have at least 500 minutes under your belt.
Well, I know Steph has, because they were talking about that a couple months ago. He said that was probably my last dunk of my career.
If Patriot was in here, he might know it. There's a clue for you. He might know it.
Patriot was in here, he might know it.
Just come back to it. Come back to it.
Is it someone in the playoffs currently? No?
No.
Oh.
We playing 20 questions? That's about 4. So you got 16 more. No, you get 16 more. I'm going to give them to you. You get 16 more.
So not currently in the playoffs.
I didn't answer that yes or no. Did I?
Oh. I thought you said yeah.
All right, well, I'll tell you this. I'll answer a couple. He was an all-star this year.
Okay.
He's up for consideration every year for all-star. And he's not in the playoffs this year.
Never.
Well, currently not in the playoffs. His team's not currently playing. That kind of just gave you another clue because I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't tell you if we're gonna count the play-in game as normal playoffs. So he was on a play-in team.
That still doesn't narrow it down that much, but
yeah, it does. Who got eliminated in the play-in round?
I don't remember.
John Stockton dunked once.
Yeah, I know. I knew that.
Went to college in Patriots region. He played college basketball in Patriots region. So you know where his little region of teams are. And he was a lottery pick.
Well, I would imagine he would be.
And he was traded on draft day, and it was very controversial.
Oh, now you're really narrowing it down. Now I feel dumb for not knowing.
Yeah. I can't believe no one in the chat's even guessed because they could all just cheat.
Oh, Trae Young.
Yeah. Trae Young.
Yeah. I was looking at the playing teams and like the Hawks go, oh, yeah, Trae Young. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Never dunked, huh?
Mm-mm.
What a bum.
Wonder if he can.
I didn't know all the stuff about him going to college and whatnot.
He went to Oklahoma.
But
yeah, he's never dunked. I don't even know if he can.
Oh, I'm sure he can.
Then why wouldn't he do it on just a breakaway layup if he can dunk?
Beats me, man. Beats me.
Sorry, I derailed the show there for a second.
No, I liked it though. You got me thinking, and I
need more of that for you.
I do. You do. Let me get a little nicotine going here, and we'll get this party started.
Nicotine? What are you doing? Zen patch? Some gum?
I got some gum.
So you're not a cigarette smoker, but you chew gum.
Oh yeah.
And you've never been a cigarette smoker, right?
No.
Other than maybe like stupidly drunk or something.
No, not even then.
But you chew
had cigars. Yeah.
Hot take: cigars are overrated. They're nasty.
I think they're great, except for I hate your mouth afterwards. Like the next day, just.
I hate the smell. Everything.
I'm not surprised that you hate cigars.
I mean, if I'm gonna smoke something to get a buzz, dude, I don't need to smoke a cigar. Roll up some weed.
Hates brisket, hates cigars. Just let's keep adding to the list, Patriot. Let's keep adding to the list.
It's just like hookah. I don't understand people who smoke hookah. I don't get it. Take a bong rip. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the hookah thing. We had those. There was hookah bars were pretty popular when I was in college because there was one up near campus. But I mean, did it, but I wasn't like ever like, oh yeah, let's go to the hookah bar.
No, I know it is like a culture thing, but I'm just not cultured like that. It's not part of my experience.
That's right. Cigars are great on the golf course. That's right.
No, they're never great.
Happy he quit smoking 15 years ago. Yeah, no, I've never been into smoking. I like nicotine gum.
I know Blue's with me. I know where he stands. He didn't have to say it. I just know.
You got the chat going now. You got the chat going. Fired up. I like it.
Little scotchy scotch, knuckles, McGroin.
Knuckles
You prefer scotch or whiskey?
Me?
Yeah.
It depends on the setting.
A little scotch, though, can just really take the edge off. Just,
Yeah, I know.
Whiskey gets that warm feeling.
Yeah, but like if you're out and about, you're going around, you want to get that warm get up, or if it's cold out, you're out doing something, going to a game and it's freezing out. It just depends. I don't know.
Little hottie toddy.
I never say no to either.
Okay. Sorry.
That's right. Alcohol's the devil. Good job, Grass Guy. Because he's done with that shit.
I am too, Grass. I've just never I've never been the type to keep beer in my house because I know what will happen. If there's beer in the fridge, I'll become an alcoholic. So I just don't keep it in the house.
That's smart. That is smart.
Yep. I'm
going to go get a beer. We can cheers to that.
Yeah. Because then you get to the point where you just tell yourself a 16 ouncer is a regular one. So you buy a 12 pack of 16 ounces. And you're like, I only drink 12. But really, I drink 18.
Oh, man. The one that gets me is like, for $10, you can get six of the 16 ounces for $10. But down here, for $14, you can get 12 of the 16 ounces. It's like I can't ever just get the 6-pack because that's not a good deal. You know what I mean? Like we're closing line.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I know I'm eventually gonna drink it. Probably tonight.
They know what they're doing.
They're too smart. They're too smart. All right, let's get into this. Boy, these playoffs are crazy. Not crazy with the second game, but the Knicks Celtics. Once again, the Knicks down 20 points in the third quarter, come back, and I don't understand what the Celtics are. The Celtics coach, what's his name? Joe Mazzulla. I don't know. He's a bum. Joe Bum. All right. Never done anything in his life. He does all his analytics stuff. Says, listen, we got to take threes. We got to take threes. Analytics say we got to take threes. Listen, man, when you're up 20, first of all, don't sit Jason Tatum for 5 to 6 minutes of the fourth quarter because you're up so much. You know what I mean? Like, dude's young. He's fine. Give him like his normal rest time and get him back out there. But 2, run some damn offense. You know what I mean? Like, don't just keep hucking threes because the analytics say that it's the better deal. Because we know that the Celtics can drive in and get some layups, get some buckets because they did it with just a few seconds left in the game. When they needed to get a bucket, they got it. Unfortunately, the Knicks did it too.
Well, what's crazy? Well, Mazzulla has won a title, so he has done something.
Oh, come on. You got to win 2, all right? That team was primed to win 1. It was easy. He basically just sat on the bench the whole time. Win 2, and then we'll talk about him.
That's what makes things so surprising this year because the Celtics are battle tested. You know what I'm saying? They've been here, and the fact that they're not able to close out these games, especially last night, getting outscored 30-17 in the fourth quarter, losing that game,
it's weird.
It is weird, but it just might not be their year. Might not be their
year.
I
will say New York did build their team specifically to beat this Celtics team. So, I mean, Karl Anthony Towns, that's who we should have went with rebounds. That guy. I mean, I know he only had 21 points, but that dude was just down fighting. And what's up with I was checking into the game, but Porzingis hasn't been playing, right?
I don't know. I
didn't
watch any of the game last night.
It feels like they're missing against this Celtics team. They're missing that big ass dude in the middle. You know what I mean? Like someone that just protects the rim at all costs.
They got Al Horford.
Yeah, when Al Horford at this age is your guy, there's a problem.
Al Horford.
Oh, Porzingis did play, but he only played 14 minutes.
That's not a lot.
No, I mean, Porzingis should be playing 35, 40 minutes. You know what I mean?
He was -9 there, it says on the plus minus. So
yeah,
that's not good.
Which
is weird because he played 14 minutes, had 4 rebounds.
I know he was injured,
8
so
points.
I think maybe there's, I don't know, maybe they need to do something else. I think what's the craziest thing from all of this is Boston is down 0-2. We got to head to the Garden. The Knicks have come back twice from 20 points, and the betting markets aren't buying it. Boston is still 51% the favorite to win this series. And I don't disagree with it. If there's a team, like I don't trust the Cavs. I think the Pacers actually can win that series with the Cavs. So I think it's fair that the Pacers are the favorite there. But Boston, I could totally see. There's just something about a team. It's like you were up 20 points twice. That
at home though.
Yeah, that's fine. I feel like that's the other thing from this that we learned from these playoffs so far. I think home court doesn't really matter. I think we're starting to see with the new analytical side of things and how these teams play each other. I don't think home court matters. And you can even look at Thunder. Thunder was the first favorite in the second rounds to win a game, and they won it by 40 plus. But I think you're going to see that. I think you're going to see swings. You're going to see, hey, this team can win by 40, or this team could lose to the dog after being a 10-point favorite. And it just depends if they're hitting their shots or not. The Celtics are like shooting less than 25% from three in the first two games. That's not going to continue.
No, but we'll see. New York, I think, has a home court advantage.
I don't think they do. I don't. Okay, do you think that New York's going to win game 1 or game 3 or game 4?
Yeah.
Which one?
They're going to win one of them. They're not dropping both of them at home.
Do you know? Have you seen the point spread for game 3?
I don't know.
What would you get?
Matter. It's probably the same. I'll go -7.5.
Are you just saying that because I said it, or are you just saying?
No, I was going minus. The line's been -10 at home, so I just took 3 points off the line since they're on the road.
What would you think it would be if the Celtics were up 2-0 and we're going on the road?
Probably -3.5.
Yeah, I think it would be
3.
I think it would be closer to that pick 'em. I think you're right. But typically here, I think you'd see the line Boston -3 to -4. If they were up 2-0, I think you would see it like close to pick 'em. It being a must win, and it would depend on how the games were. But the Celtics 5.5-point favorites in game 3.
I think New York's focused, man. They might take game 3. Riding a high.
Good luck.
I don't think they'll take it for granted. Brunson's not the type. He's the type of player. I mean, he won it at the college level. Hart won at the college level at Villanova. They know what it takes to win.
But there's something to be the fact that you were. I know you came back, but you got down 20 points in both,
which is even more impressive that they came back on the road.
I'm thinking this is more on the Celtics than it is the Knicks actually being good. This is I mean, if you told me that the Knicks weren't going to score 100 points in the remaining games, like any of them, I'd say Boston wins the series easy. Because I don't think Boston's going to keep shooting the way that they're shooting. Boston shot 10 for 40 from 3.
Well, maybe the Knicks played good defense.
I mean, maybe, but maybe they're just missing their threes, which they usually don't do. Live and die by the 3. I don't know. I think it's not like the Pacers and the Cavs. The Pacers had to come back in game 2, yes, but the Pacers ran away with game 1. That series is different. That's why I think the Pacers, I think they have and Cavs are dealing with some injuries as well. So they have like 3 of their 6 rotating starters that were out in game 2. And I see the Pacers having a legit chance, especially being up 2-0 to win the series. The Knicks, though, not so much. I don't think they win the series. And I think that's why we see the odds at 50-50, which is wild.
Knicks
I went back and looked. This is the biggest odds for a team that's down 0-2 in the playoffs. Like being 50-50, those are the greatest it's ever been. You've never seen a team down 0-2 still have 50% chance.
What if the Knicks are just the Celtics kryptonite?
Well, we're going to find out over the next week, aren't we?
So you really think that the Knicks are going to lose both games at home 3-4.
Yeah.
Bet that on Kalshi.
Oh, I will be. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, I know you will.
I've got.
I'm
I'm
speaking
down
your
on my
language
board.
right now.
I'm down here.
51%, baby.
I'm down so far on my Boston win the series. I'm gonna double down here at 50%.
Edwards 12 plus rebounds at plus 664. Blue said, "If you know, you know." Is that really going to happen? Is that Anthony Edwards he's talking about getting 12 boards?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for tonight's game, we can get to that here in a second. What do you think about?
Mighty's with you on Celtics. Said there's no way they let it happen again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think weird couple games. I don't know. I would love to see the Knicks do it, but you know what's crazy? We're on pace to see a Pacers-Knicks Eastern Conference Finals. How gross is that?
That's an old rivalry right there.
I know, but that's
John
gross.
Starks and Reggie Miller. I know.
This ain't the 90s, man. 80s.
You know, the Pacers won
the 80s,
the other.
80s, right?
I mean, albeit with the Cavs had a whole bunch of people out, right? But
yeah,
Halliburton only scored 19, and they still won.
Yeah, he didn't do it. They did a great job of bottling him up, D'ing him up real well. No homo. Except for when it mattered at the end of the game. I don't think there's anything to take away here. It's very impressive what the Thunder did. They looked like the old Thunder, but I think
that under had to have hit 181.
The what? Sorry,
the under in the Knicks Celtics yesterday had to have hit.
Oh yeah, it did. It did. Thunder defeat the Nuggets 149-106. I mean, they came out and set the tone with 45 points, 45-21 first quarter win. I think you started seeing fatigue set in from the 7-game series with the Nuggets. They stole game 1. I thought fatigue was going to set in game 1. Looks like it was game 2. Might have had just like an adrenaline rush. I mean, they had to fight and claw their way back in game 1 too to even have a chance. They shouldn't have won game 1, but they did. And I don't see this as a surprise. Damn,
I see this one the way you see the Celtics.
124 points by the Thunder in the first 3 quarters. The Nuggets just don't play defense, man.
The way they won game 1, like they had no business winning game 1 at all.
No.
Versus the Knicks came back, Celtics blew it. Thunder should take this one easy.
Yeah, you know what's even crazier is so impressive win. We're gonna head back to Denver. The Thunder are 5. Was it? No.
You know, too, the Nuggets. This well, I guess Jokic sat, so that kind of debunks your, because you know usually when they lose, he has a triple double.
Yeah, I mean, this game was so far out of hand from the beginning. I was like, that's why I was so worried. I was like, oh my god! And then he ended up getting to 7 rebounds by halftime, and I'm like, okay, we got a chance. We're still alive. No. I didn't see this game being a blowout. I saw the Thunder probably. I didn't see the Thunder doing what they did. That's just ridiculous. That's just stupid. 124 points in 3 quarters. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
But the Thunder are 5-point favorites in game 3, which I think is wild. Going up to Denver.
They're gonna win, dude.
I'm not saying they're not gonna win. I'm just thinking 5-point favorites on the road. It's a big swing.
They only lost 14 games all year. 8 on the road.
We'll see. Yeah, but I saw of those games they lost, I think a majority of them were to the remaining playoff teams.
Yeah.
Which would make sense.
At this point, you're better off just betting the total.
We have 1 game tonight, my friend.
Yeah. The 12 rebounds. I need to know about these 12 rebounds. Is Ant known for rebounding a lot? I mean, the line's plus 600, Blue. Might as well bet him a triple double.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what's the theory on the rebounds there? Warriors, Thunder, Warriors, Timberwolves tonight, 5:30. Once again, that was another thing. I couldn't cash out of my Kalshi bet last night. I was like, so when I left work, the Celtics were up a good amount, And about 10 minutes into my drive is where I get to the peak of this hill. And I go down this hill and I'm going to have no service for the next like 10 minutes. And I get a notification right before I get there that I was checking the scores real quick to see where we were at, just because I was checking on a baseball game as well, because I needed the Royals to close out a game. By the way, I still got it. I don't only win in Calci, I can win in sports books. You saw that slip. There's a nice little underdog in there.
Well, your parlay.
That was a nice little four-legger. Dylan Cease Day up in New York, baby. Let's go. So right as I get about to lose service, I was like looking at the score and I go, oh my, and it was the Knicks were up 89, 88, like 24 seconds left. Celtics on timeout, going to inbound the ball. I thought about pulling over and I was like, well, if I pull over and try to cash out on my Calci bet,
you're an addict.
I go, I will. Well, I had a good chunk of money on it. I was like, if I try to cash out on my Calci bet, I'm probably getting terrible odds right now because they're down 1. And if they make this bucket, I gotta hope that the Knicks call timeout, and I'm not going to be able to tell if they call timeout or not. I'm like, I go, you know what? Let's just let it ride. And so then I go through this zone, and I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking lose this bet, aren't I? I'm gonna fucking lose it. And then when I get to this, get up this other hill, about to get to the spot where I have service again, I get a notification on my watch to tell me that it's ESPN saying the Knicks did it again. And I go, fuckers.
So you're on your way home from work?
Yeah.
During the end of the NBA game? That's crazy.
I know, right? Well, I mean, that's how it played out. That's how it played out.
Can't even cook dinner because you got to watch that would drive me crazy, dude.
I didn't have to worry about the second game because it was a blowout. So, I actually got to hang out with the wife. We've been watching Mobland.
See, if you're on East Coast time, the kids would be in bed by the start of game 1.
No, not my kids, no.
They don't go to bed at like 8 or 9?
The game started at 7 your time.
Fine, game 2. You would have been able to watch the games.
I mean, I know I watched them at work. I just didn't see the end because the Celtics were blowing them out.
Yeah,
I have them up on a little monitor. I have it up and I check on it
while you're messing people's prescriptions up.
It's usually pretty calm the last hour of the day. Leslie says, "Yeah, you may have a problem." Will me? What? No.
If you have to consider pulling over on your way home from work to see your wife and all your beautiful children.
I mean, there's a couple $100 on the line. Of course I'm going to pull over. I'm going to contemplate it. I mean, but then I was like, I was like, well, if I lose it, whatever. I crushed Calci today, so it'll suck, but whatever.
Old Calci.
Oh, Calci. I can't wait. I can't wait to just find. Look, it happened with the Mariners yesterday too, dude. That was crazy. I didn't bet it because I didn't trust the Mariners to come back, but I should have thought about it.
Supporting's on there.
Supporting zone.
Supporting said something about. He said he sold his Calci position when the A's went up 3 against the Mariners. He's got to start using it more. Have to have it open while games are on to look for opportunities.
You definitely have to be watching the games. I've tried it not watching the or you got to at least be checking in on the scores and see what's going on. I definitely like. I'm a firm believer too. If you go up early and you get a good spot and you get a cash out like you did with the A's there, I'm a firm believer. You got to you don't have to take a lot. Take a little bit of your profits and put it on the other side when it comes to baseball
for the comeback.
Yeah, and you don't even need them to come back all the way. You just need them, score a couple runs or something.
So in baseball, if the more runs you're up, is the higher the cash out?
Yeah, it's basically follow the probability tracker on ESPN, and that's pretty much where the odds are in Calci.
So if the team goes up 5-0, you could cash out for more money than it would be 2-0.
Yeah, because it's odds. It's just probability. Now,
versus in real sports, you wouldn't be able to cash out when they're up 5-0.
No.
See, these are the selling points. These are You're not good at selling Kalshi. I have to dig for these things.
Dude, I have been trying to tell you this 1,000 times.
No, you don't tell me those things.
Sure did.
All you do is tell me they were 40 cents. I got back in and won $1,000.
Steps, I have for sure explained this whole thing to you multiple times.
Chat. The only thing he's done is explained the cents percentage and probability.
Look at this. This was great. This is what you want to see. You want to see these little swings, these little crossing over like that, because if you're on one side, or you just wait, like I did, I waited. Cleveland was down, and you see Washington got all the way up to over 90% win probability. And then I bet Cleveland. I literally bet them at the bottom. I got lucky, and then I cashed out once they took a lead. And then and then when we were here, I put a little bit on Washington. And Washington went up a little bit. I cashed out for a small profit, and Cleveland ended up hanging on to win it. But this is the exact same thing happened the day before in their game. That's why I was looking at it. I'm like, let's just try it again. Let's see if we can get lucky.
Okay.
Returned $500 on it.
I'll try it today.
It's fun.
There's two things you left out.
What?
The fact that you can sell at like a 5-0 spot. And
you can sell anytime you want.
Yeah, and then you also left out that you can set it. Like you can set a line to sell. Like you can set it that's like stock market shit.
Oh yeah, I knew. Like on my drive home, I had a little bit on. I just thought it was value on the Nuggets because they were at 20 cents, and then I had set it because I knew I was going to be driving home at, like, say they came out and got off to a huge lead and they got up to 40 cents or something like that. I was like, well, let's just sell out at double the profits or double the investment, and that obviously never happened. But when you got situations where you're not going to be able to follow along with the game, it is nice that you can set limits for positions.
B-Mac said, imagine watching this show, then going to pick your prescription up at the pharmacy and it's this full. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to Idaho, though.
Yeah, you guys aren't going to my pharmacy.
You would have to go out of your way to see Will. Like you're not on the way. No one, like, even if you're driving to like Oregon or Seattle, like,
there's no easy way to get to where I'm at work. I'm at the bottom of Coeur d'Alene Lake. Now, if I worked up here in the northern part or the northern tip of Coeur d'Alene Lake where I live, it'd be really easy. I-90 goes right through it, so it'd be real easy to swing by. But
yeah, but no one's typically traveling like through Montana and.
No, but I'm saying if you were, like, say you're going to Seattle or something, taking a road trip to Seattle,
you'd probably fly into Seattle, or you'd fly into like Portland or something like that and drive up the coast.
Yeah.
At least that's what I would do.
Come see me. We have fun at my pharmacy.
If I was going to go to Seattle, I would either fly into Seattle and then drive down the whole West Coast and then like fly out of LA, or I would fly into LA, drive up the coast, and then fly out of Seattle. Just because I've never been out there.
Yeah.
I might be going in a couple weeks, though.
Spokane. It's right here, right next to me.
I might be going up there in a couple weeks, the West Coast.
Compton.
We'll see. Taking a sabbatical.
You have a
6 weeks off. Paid.
You have a pride parade you're going to or something up in Seattle?
No.
Just you get 6 weeks off paid?
Yeah.
How do I get one of those?
It's something my company does every 10 years. So you're eligible every 10 years.
Really?
But after you take it, you're not eligible for another one for another 10 years.
I mean, that's cool.
No, because I'm 18 years in, and I'm just taking my first one.
Well, that's dumb.
I know.
You missed out.
I did. I know. So now I gotta go be 28 years deep to get my second one.
That's
I could have been on my third.
Weeks.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yep. So
is there an end to this story? You guys don't like some story time? Some guy from Maine, why don't we go to the left coast? Because this is the best place to watch sports, man. We're done. We're done before 9 p.m., man.
I feel like if you're like a single person or maybe like only one child, but your situation, it'd be difficult to really like Because like if you were in your situation out here, you would easily be able to watch that whole second game, from start to finish without any kids, and you'd be settled in and everything. Versus
if I was out there, probably not though, because if I
dude, the second game last night started like 9:30.
Yeah, but if I had my job still and I had to get up and do the show early in the morning, it wouldn't work out because I'd still have to do the show at 4:30 in the morning. It would just be East Coast time, which no one would be awake for.
You wouldn't do the show at 4:30 in the morning.
I would, because I would have to leave and be to my normal job at my normal time.
No one would be. Blue would be here.
I don't even believe that'd be 1:30 in the morning.
Blue doesn't sleep, dude.
That's true. That's true. Who do you think? A lot of people are telling me the Timberwolves are going to blow the Warriors.
I would think that. I don't know. I think I'm gonna stay away from this one just because I don't know. I'd probably lean the Warriors, man. I think 10.5 is too many points.
Yeah, we've seen Jimmy Butler do this with worse players on his team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Timberwolves were not impressive in that game. They just weren't. Now, I would expect Anthony Edwards to bounce back, but I don't know. I don't have a good feel on this game. I might just watch it. Let's be honest. I'm gonna bet it on Kalshi.
Yeah, you're gonna pull over because what? It starts at 6:30.
Leslie said she would be here. You the real MVP?
Some guy from Maine. You get to finish watching sports by 9 while your car is stolen and house is lit on fire.
I don't know if you think I live. I mean, there's not.
He's not in California.
Cities, yeah. I'm not in Seattle or anything like that. I'm basically in Spokane. None of that shit happens.
You're basically
Spokane is pretty gross. Actually,
you're on the line.
You're
on the line of
real quick.
The left coast.
I'm in Idaho. There's none of that shit here,
especially in the tip, northern tip.
Yep, just the tip. But Leslie, real quick,
you the real MVP.
All right, so Kalshi wise, what are we? If the Warriors jump out to the lead here, you're gonna be rich, right?
Maybe let's check the markets.
I mean, they're plus 10. So if they start out and they're up 10-6,
here's the thing: you got to make sure that you're getting good. Just because the line is where it's at, you got to make sure that the market here is correct. It's not always correct, and that's a good thing.
Now you're adding layers.
No, it's basic betting. If you look at a line, it's just like looking at a line and be like, I don't like that. I want to get a better line there. Like if it was 9.5, you would be like, I want 10. You know what I mean?
Not if your objective is to sell out early.
Right. This is right. They're down here. They're the same as the Nuggets were yesterday. They're at 20 cents.
Because you'd be betting the money line.
Yeah. What are they on the money line?
Crazy. I mean, if it's minus 9.5, it should be pretty damn good.
You're getting a value here because the Warriors, at least on my book, are plus 380 on the money line. Here, you're getting plus 400,
which is
a little bit better.
What's the percentage on that?
20% is plus 400.
There you go. Simple math, people. Simple math. Simple math.
Yeah, I'll probably end up having a little bit here because this is the part that I like, because if Golden State's leading after the first quarter, they're at minimum going to be 35 cents to win the game. So you've almost doubled.
What percentage?
Well, you've almost doubled from your 20%. 35 cents is like plus 175.
Yeah.
But I just look at it like this. Like, what's your probability of winning? Right now, they say the probability of winning is 20%. If they're leading after the first quarter, I would expect them to be.
Patriot, I just like when he fumbles the math, because that's my point here. It's just
stop encouraging him.
Only he's good at Kalshi.
I'm the best.
I need a book for dummies.
I'm the best around.
That's my problem with gambling. And you see it whenever I do. I'm just like a simple person. I bet side, like, you know what I'm saying? I bet sides and totals. I can't dig too deep. Like Eric, degenerate Eric, that guy, he knows what the referee had for breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, he knows if he has a date after the game he's trying to get to. I just can't dig that deep. I just can't. So that's why, like, you get all these first half bets that you make and stuff like that. You gotta think too much about that.
Most gay? Wow.
Dang, who's that?
Give my fucking hat.
Damn, actually.
So
So
get out of
are
here.
they hating on your Kalshi?
Yeah, they don't like it either. I don't know why you guys don't like winning money.
I think you've made me dislike it.
Well, fine. That's whatever. I'm just trying to lead a horse to water, man. Took in 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, this happened. Literally in 20 minutes. And then another 10 minutes later, this happened.
But it only happens with you. It only makes sense to you.
Well,
and no matter how much you explain it, it doesn't make sense.
well, I try, guys. I got here. We're gonna end on YouTube because I want to show you guys something
We're gonna end on YouTube or Rumble.
on YouTube.
We're
I do
gonna
this
get
YouTube.
off Rumble.
No, we're on Rumble and YouTube right now.
Okay.
I cut off. I just ended the YouTube feed because now I
Okay,
can
good.
show. Yeah,
That's what I meant.
yeah. This was great. The Cleveland Guardians scored 8 runs in the 6th inning. That went way better than I thought it was gonna go.
That pissed me off.
That's
Tied to
why I
Nationals.
that big bet. Have you seen this trailer for the long? Have you heard of The Long Walk?
No, but I did read the film falls contest where 100. I couldn't watch that. I would be on the edge of my seat the whole damn time.
Read the book. So the book is back from the 80s, back when Stephen King was actually using a different name, and he was because he would write under a different name so he could write things and people wouldn't know it was from him. And he wrote The Long Walk. I can't remember what name he used to use for it, but he wrote this book, The Long Walk. A pharmacist buddy of mine when I got out of pharmacy school told me about it, gave me the book, and I read it. That book was great, and I hope the film follows the book.
I don't know. I can't.
So the idea here
of it.
for you guys that I'm so glad that they made a movie. I don't know why they haven't done this before, but the idea is they live in this like society. It's not like we are now. It's very think of, and it's funny.
Hunger Games type.
Yeah, because the director's from the Hunger Games. But think of the Hunger Games where you have the upper echelon and then you got all the poor like districts and whatnot. It's kind of like they live in that. Like things aren't great, but once a year you can sign up if you're a young man, and you can enter this contest. And there's 100 of them, and all you got to do is walk. You got to stay above 3 miles per hour. If you fall below 3 miles per hour for any reason, whether you got to stop, tie your shoe, or anything like that, you get 3 warnings to get back in there. And it's like usually every 5 seconds you get another warning. And if you don't, you get shot.
Okay,
and
so it's last man standing?
Yep.
So who would sign up for a contest with 100 other people where death is
Well, a lot of these people are either
a
like
99% chance?
I believe they let people that are like facing prison or in prison, so it's like you've got a chance. But some people that are just so desperate and they've got nothing, they'll do it because at the end of it, you get one wish, and basically you can wish to have $1 bazillion. Right? You're taken care of for life. It's kind of like that in the Hunger Games, where it's like you've made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm still.
So this is your one ticket out.
You got a 1% chance of not dying.
Not if you're a specimen. Not if you're an athlete.
Even if you're a specimen out of 100 people, there's probably another specimen in there.
You just gotta be better than them. You just gotta hope, like, you know, the LeBron or one of those freaks isn't coming out that year in the draft. You know what I mean?
I'll watch it because I can suspend I watch wrestling, so I can suspend my
Dude, you should read the book first. It's really good.
I don't read.
Get the audio
Stu
book.
Gotts is the last book I read.
Get the audio book.
Yeah. How about let's start listening to snippets of the audio book on here on premium.
I'm saying it's fun because it dives into the psychology. That's what the whole book is about, the psychology.
When does it come out? When does the movie come out?
Let's see. September 12th.
See, Hunger Games made more sense because there's a selection process. Like, this makes a little sense, but still, you'd have to be like on death row, and even a death row inmate might not even do it just because.
Here, let's watch. We'll watch the very beginning of this trailer. It's crazy. This whole thing. So it's kind of.
I'm Ray Garrity. You can call me Ray.
Prima Greens.
Hank Olsen's the name. Walking's my game.
I ain't many that are built like me. I'm the last of my kind.
You can bring in
The very first long walk years ago to inspire everyday people.
Smile, boys. You're on candid camera. Man, you gotta not think about the things out of your control. Think about your plan. Personally, I can't stop thinking about all that money.
You'll never find another like me. I'm the last of my kind.
Warning. Okay, just keep walking. That's right. Just keep walking. Yeah, that's it, kid. That's it.
Second warning. Third warning.
Takes heavies.
Like, I don't understand. This is what I don't get about it, because you know what you're signing up for, but
Yeah, you wouldn't
like,
be
then-
like encouraging someone to survive.
then you see it actually happen, and it's like it hits these guys. A lot of these, I can't remember exactly. I think a lot of these guys didn't have a choice.
They're okay.
If they had a choice, or they didn't have a choice.
That's different. See, you leave out important things.
I forget. I haven't read the book in 8 years.
Yeah, but that supports the logic of it. You know, not having
Yeah,
a choice.
It's like, why would you try befriending people? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be like tossing a little ball back and forth with you. I'd be like, dude, stop walking so you can die.
Username says low IQ movie. I'm telling you, you got to read the book. It's all about the psychology of what this would be like. It's crazy. I know it seems so simple, but the book is great. There was hockey on last night, Steps.
Yeah. Old Stars took out the Jets. Rantanen. I had scored another hat trick.
Sure did.
They said I
And the
can't.
Maple Leafs
know
are
what you're
here to
talking about.
stay.
Oh, because I don't read books.
The chat was sitting here telling me that the Maple Leafs are going to get swept, and the Maple Leafs said, I wish I had the Michael Jordan clip, and I took that personally.
Yeah,
So they're up
I
2-0.
Buku had Panthers minus 1.5.
And then the Patriots Stars get down 3-2.
Stars might be a team of destiny. You know, they're just getting by, playing tough games.
All that scoring in the second period. Look at that.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, I'm gonna do your favorite thing here. I'm gonna pull the MLB scores while I find a cup of coffee.
I need to pull them up because you just want me to talk about the 4 games you have on the screen. Jesus Christ, you're so bad at this. Like, we do this every day. So, all right, guys, give me a second. I got to pull it up on my end. But yeah, I can. By the way, I can read. Okay, I can. I just choose not to spend my time reading BMAC. That's all. The last book I read was Mick Foley, Have a Nice Day. And I was like in high school. Let's see. I think we're pretty caught up on the chat here. We're caught up on the chat. All right. Baseball. MLB scores. Let me share my screen here.
Yeah, I told you when.
You're already back?
Yeah. I'm professional at this.
All right. Well,
Hey, cup of coffee, man.
Guardians,
by the way.
Guardians, Nats. Mike Soroka returned for the Nats. If you're in fantasy baseball, he's probably on your waiver wire.
I really haven't read a book since
high school.
Neither
of you. Audiobooks don't count.
I told you I just read that book 8 years ago.
If audiobooks count, I've listened to 1,000 books because I listen.
I was going to say, I think audiobooks are a way to go, though. I like those way better than reading.
They count. Podcasts count too. So I read a lot then. Real quick though, Guardians, Nats.
Does the comic book count? I've read a comic book.
No, that's more visual. I've never read a comic
book
in my life. I've never read one in my life, even when I was a kid. Never got into it.
Maybe that's what we should. The next Rumble Premium, I'll read you a comic book.
Do I get to see the pictures too?
Yeah, I'll hold everything up. Well, we'll set up a different camera right here, and I'll just flip through it, and we can watch.
All right. We'll recap baseball real quick. I do have the wheel ready too, by the way. All right. Guardians Nats, like I was saying, Mike Soroka did start for the Nationals. He was injured first game of the year. So he finally came back to start yesterday. I love the Nats yesterday. They came out 3-0, and the Guardians just came back, and I think they scored like 8 runs in 1 inning or something crazy like that.
This one's a good one. It's about Batman getting addicted to drugs. Called Batman Venom.
It's so good you haven't opened it.
Yeah.
Oh, it is open? Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
This is used. You can't get them anymore.
Astros Brewers 9-1. I didn't pay attention to any of that game. Cardinals Pirates played in a matinee matchup. Pirates sucked. They couldn't score runs. Sonny Gray had a great outing yesterday. He had like 8 strikeouts through like 7 or 8 innings and shut the Pirates out. The Cubbies were shutting out the Giants. Robbie Ray, man, he's had 3 straight starts that have been pretty dominant.
Yeah, he's been good. Alan says podcast audiobooks do not count as reading. I agree with that. I just would rather listen to a book because I do so much driving and stuff like that. Also, I had a teacher in college once that said, she did the same thing, asked us when the last time we read, and everyone's like, oh, freaking read. And she's like, you guys read every day. Do you guys not text people? You know what I mean? And I thought
that doesn't count.
I go, that doesn't count, but I guess technically, yeah, we are reading. I
read the internet all the time. I read articles and stuff like that. That doesn't count. Like a book is a story. You know what I mean? Like a legit.
Oh, Patriot says, show us your Pokemon cards now. That's Beardo. Beardo's got the frickin' collection. He's got a sweet collection.
Just Charizard?
Jelly. He's got like all the originals, man.
Scroll down. You stupid Mariners, dude. I hate the Mariners.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
All they do is beat me. Every time I bet on the other side, that Athletics were up like 4 or 5-0 here and came back and lost this game.
Yeah.
Diamondbacks loved them yesterday. They got dominated 7-1. Dodgers finally. Did they win? Or they lost the day before, right? Almost bet them on the run line.
Yeah, they lost the day before because I bet them those bad.
10-1. Rangers, Red Sox. That was a wild. It's been a wild series. A lot of runs scored there. Phillies dominate the Rays 7-0. Keep scrolling. Padres lose in extra innings. Reds scrape it out against the Braves there 4-3. The Twins dominate the Orioles 5-2. No one paid attention to the Royals White Sox. Keep scrolling. And the Rockies Tigers. Look at how many hits and runs were in that one. Coors Field's back. 23
They
hits.
were tied 6-6 for a while.
Yep, 23 hits. So I think a lot of home runs there today. There's a doubleheader.
Why was it in Coors Field? Like, why at the beginning of the season was there not that many runs? I was shocked by that.
Because it was cold. Cold weather.
Okay.
It's heating up a little bit. And the Angels get a win off of Soler walk-off home run. So that recaps MLB from yesterday. Smaller slate today. I think there's nine games today. So Thursday's usually a travel day, but we do have a lot of early baseball. We've got Twins Orioles at 1:10 with Bailey Ober on the mound for the Twins. I don't know if that's right or not. I thought Joe Ryan was pitching. I might be wrong, but Dean Kramer on the mound for the Orioles. I look for the Twins to take this one. They are minus 144. They should be closer to minus 200. I like the Twins.
Beardo. I'm manly and masculine. Also, Beardo, check out my Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Also like the under in that Baltimore Twins matchup. 135, we got the Red Sox and the Rangers. Jack Leiter's on the mound for the Rangers, and Brian Bello is on the mound for the Red Sox.
Red Sox minus 135 favorites there.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty even matchup as far as the line goes. I don't think there's much. Well, the problem is Leiter only pitches like 3 innings or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, Patriot. But maybe I would lean over maybe, but don't have a play in that one. Screw the fucking White Sox Royals. I don't even want to cover that matchup. They're on at 210. If anything, just parlay the Detroit and Kansas City today. Detroit at the Rockies, game 1, 310. You got Kyle Freeland on the mound.
Did you take the White Sox yesterday?
No.
Oh, okay.
I took the over. Any Kansas, I need to stop betting overs or on Kansas City sides because I don't win them ever, but I keep betting them because my system tells me to bet them. So, you can't fuck with the system.
Well, if you like the White Sox today, look at that, 32%. If you like Kansas City, get them at 70%.
Is this on Kalshi?
Again, we're back on Kalshi again.
You're better off just waiting for the White Sox to get a lead and then betting Kansas City to come back. Yeah, well, just watch that. So yeah, game 1. If anything, I'd probably look at some home run bets in game 2. Coors Field's crazy. I don't think you can get much value betting either side here. Maybe look at a total, maybe the over in the first game with Freeland and Mize. Second game, probably the same thing. You're probably looking at the over there, 10.5. I think it's funny that the first matchup is 9.5, the second one's 10.5. Like, we're not really changing much with, I guess the pitching's not as good in the second matchup. So look for some home runs, some extra base hits, maybe some props there. The Rays, Ryan Pepois starting for the Rays. Jesus Luzardo on the mound for the Phillies. He's been pretty damn dominant this year. And the Rays just cannot score. They did get shut out 7-0 yesterday. So I really can't back the Rays right now. Don't see any value there. Possibly maybe getting the money line there for the Phillies, but I'm probably just going to pass on this one altogether. And then you've got the Braves, Spencer Schwellenbach on the mound for the Braves. Facing the Reds, Nick Lodolo. He's one of their better pitchers this year. Braves are -171 favorite today. Maybe a little bit of value there on the Reds. I'd maybe look on at the first 5. I don't know, though, because Schwellenbach's been pretty solid. Laws of average say that he's going to come out and have a good start today, with his last start not being anything spectacular, but it wasn't anything god-awful either. So that over-under total is set at 7.5, so they're not looking for many runs to be scored. There was only 4 or 5 runs scored yesterday, so maybe lean towards the over here today. And then we've got the Angels, Jose Soriano hosting the Blue Jays and Chris Bassett. I think there's some value here on the Blue Jays side. I just don't trust them right now. The Blue Jays are like a team that looks decent on paper, but just doesn't perform. But the Angels aren't much better, so I really don't like either of these teams. I did bet the Angels last night, so I'll probably stay away from this matchup today. And then closing out the night, you got Brandon Pfaadt on the mound for the Diamondbacks hosting the Dodgers with Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers. He's been baseball's best pitcher, has a sub-1 ERA, has been completely dominant. So I don't know. They won 10-1 yesterday against the Marlins. I guess you could back the Dodgers today. I think there's some value there at -154 with their ace on the mound. So I like the Dodgers, the Twins, and the under in the Twins-Orioles game right now. That's what I got. Let me get the wheel up here. The wheel today, I will tell you, it's got, since there's a doubleheader, some of these guys are on here for game 1 or game 2. So you got to pay attention to that when I spin the wheel here. So I've got 24 because there's not as many games, so they don't have top 30. So I got the 24 top home run hitters today. You bet all 30 the other day. How'd that go for you?
5 and 18 because I could only I couldn't bet the second Guardians game.
Okay.
And then I think there was a couple scratches.
Yeah.
Ended up going 5 and 18, broke dead even. Won 18 units out of the 5, lost 18 units on the other one, so dead even.
Crazy. I don't know if it would be worth risking that. All right, so here we go. All right, we got Max Muncy from the Dodgers. Max Muncy. All right, Gleyber Torres, who plays for the Tigers. That's game 2. That's the game 2 matchup.
Not gonna let me do that.
You have to wait until game 1's over.
Well, okay, Muncy was from what?
What'd you say?
Who's Muncy play for?
The Dodgers. Gary Carpenter, he plays for the Tigers. You could take him in game 1 or 2 today. I'd prefer game 2. I think he has a better chance hitting home run in game 2. But
Carpenter.
He could that would be some good action there in an early game if you want to take him in the game.
Plus
1.
300.
Okay, well, that's why he's on the wheel.
Got him.
I don't know how this guy says his name, but it's not Pages. I think it's Pages. Andy Pages. He plays for the Dodgers.
Dude, we got 2 Dodgers guys.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? They're playing in Arizona, which is a hitter's ballpark. You're lucky. It was almost 3 Dodgers, but we got Bregman, who plays for the Red Sox. So I think that's 5, right? Yes. So you've got Max Muncy for the Dodgers, Gleyber Torres, game 2 for Detroit. You might have to wait until game 1's over for that one. Kerry Carpenter for Detroit. You can bet either game 1 or game 2. Andy Pages for the Dodgers and Alex Bregman for the Red Sox.
Okay, I just bet them all except for that game 2.
All right, you have to hold off on that one then.
What was the name on that one? Torres?
Carpenter.
No, Torres.
Oh, Gleyber Torres.
Yeah, took Carpenter in game 1. I'll take Torres in game 2.
Okay.
But I bet all those other ones just now.
Sounds good.
What could go wrong? Hey, we got to watch this. This is pretty cool, dude.
While you're pulling that up, does Price Picks have like the streak thing?
I don't know.
They need to get it.
Know.
I saw this. There was a trick to this. I think that he had something different in his. I don't know. There's no way he wins this, but go ahead.
I think, dude, this guy's been training his whole life for this.
Just give you a heads up. I used to do this in bars after it shows its stand up to win money.
Bert Kreischer, some of the Buccaneers,
It's actually heavy. I'm actually sorry.
See, I think Bert's water's frozen. I think he has frozen water.
No, he dumps it on his head.
Yeah, I think the top is not frozen.
It does.
Look at Segura's glass.
That would weigh more.
No, I think it'd be easier because it wouldn't be like wiggly or anything like. It would be a solid. You know what I'm saying? Segura's a pussy. That dude's missing some teeth. See, that wasn't that much water. His glass was rigged.
It still wouldn't be easy.
No, it would be hard to hold your arm out just normal without anything in it.
With some 1775 coffee.
There you go. Some pea berry.
Premium pea berry. Alan says it's Pages. That makes sense. I've heard that now. Pages.
What I call him? Pajes? I said
yeah.
Pajes. That sounds more Spanish. Pajes.
You turn him Hispanic. Is he Hispanic?
Who, me?
No, him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
What's his first name?
Andy.
Yeah, he's not.
Alex Verdugo's Spanish. He's Mexican. His name's Alex.
That's fine. I've never heard a Hispanic person named Andy.
Do you know any like German people named Andy?
Do you think in Toy Story Andy was Hispanic? No.
What about German?
Maybe. I don't know.
Irish for sure.
Yeah, Mighty Megatron, they're fat. Well, Bert's not an NFL lineman, but the other guys are NFL linemen. Of course, they're fat.
Dude, Bert's stomach is like...
He
didn't even drink beer. Like, he's like a liquor drinker. But he has a beer belly.
And he just whooped NFL linemen. That's called an athlete.
Yeah, right? But he's like rare. He like has like these rare athletic abilities. Yes, he does. Have you seen him bench press? He bench pressed like 350.
It's called retard strength.
And he was on steroids too, and he's still fat.
It's okay. I mean, steroids don't get you ripped. You got to put in the work, man.
He works out. He just eats and drinks.
Clearly in the right spots. Yeah.
He has a trainer and everything, dude. He trains. He just doesn't eat right, and he drinks.
I thought that was pretty cool, though.
You could be like him, Will.
I should.
You drink every night. You just got to find what you're good at. Kalshi.
Just every night go live betting baseball out here with my
drunk Kalshi betting.
Sure,
I think it's funny that you've turned people against Kalshi.
That's fine. More winning for me. I'm just trying to lead you guys to the promised land.
Oh man!
Once you figure it out, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit!" Because you have seen, and I know you've seen it because you've been on so many bad beats before.
You're gonna have to do a contest where the winner gets a pre-docked $100 Kalshi account,
something like that. Yeah, but well, that'd be tough because you gotta like verify yourself and everything like that.
Fine, you get the Visa card for them to load it up on there.
Muhammad is Irish now, so.
Which here's another thing. You would think by now these like DraftKings does it where you can use Apple Pay to load your money.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that on Kalshi. You can't use Apple Pay.
No, because I don't know. I've never tried from the app. They have an app. I like. And
I'm honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I cannot stand now. For some books, the crypto makes sense because you can get a boost. Like Bovada, I think is like a 35-cent boost. Bet online, you can get 50% boost on up to $1,000. Not all the time, but Bovada is 35% all the time. But I can't stand the fact when I buy Bitcoin and I lose fucking money right off the rip, and then I lose money on the transfer. So it's like, if it wasn't for the bonus, I would just use my card because the cards have those stupid fees. So I just don't use my cards on those sites.
Just don't lose.
Yeah, but doesn't it piss you off though that like the minute you buy, because it's not like you're sitting on Bitcoin. You're just trying to convert your money to use it. You know what I'm saying? Quickly.
Yeah, that's why
you always lose. You always lose money on the transfers. Like as soon as you buy the Bitcoin, you've already lost like $4, $5, $6, $10, $15, depending on how much you're depositing. Someone like you that's doing hundreds of dollars at a time, you're probably losing $25, $30.
Yeah, but you get to write that all off against your winnings. So
it still sucks. It doesn't make you feel good.
Well, that's why we go to Kalshi.
Yeah, they want my government ID. They want everything.
They want to know your government name. They don't want heavy steps. They want your government name.
They wanted me to authenticate my identification with my ID. They want my driver's license.
Well, you can bypass that. You just send them a drop of your blood. That's what I did.
And my social security number.
Yeah.
And my semen, my stool.
Yeah.
Blood, everything. Yeah. I got it all. I got it.
Your firstborn child's name.
Yeah. They got them all. My pets.
Yeah.
Do it all for Kalshi.
All for Kalshi, baby. We got to wrap up there. I got to go to work. That was fun.
If you win $100,000 this year on Kalshi, you have to get a Kalshi tattoo.
Done. Gladly.
It's tramp stamp. Tramp stamp.
Fine.
Is it going to go to the next to the one you already have?
Yeah. Right next
to the right or the left.
Right next to my 1775 coffee.
Your butterfly tattoo?
Oh yeah. Right next to the picture of the tattoo of Tom.
Yeah. Kalshi's your new Tom.
Oh, Tom. No one replaced Tom. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. We got to wrap things up there. Good show. A little off the rails, but I like the story time random shows. I do. I really do. No plan, just kind of.
We sprinkle sports in there. What else were we going to talk about? There ain't nothing going on.
There's some news and stuff like that, but nothing big, nothing major.
We'll get
into all that tomorrow. I can do a longer show tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be doing a longer show tomorrow. How about that?
I cause a lot of the randomness. That's my fault.
Tom Brady tramp.
Cheers, everyone. You guys have a good rest of your day. We'll all be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But until then,
good luck, good gambling,
and game on.